What's up, YouTube? Ryan and Alex back from Dopamon again. Today we are discussing our roster picks and predictions for the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics happening next February. Today you can see we're starting off with Team Canada, but we'll be doing each of the major countries happening over the next couple weeks, so look out for those coming out soon. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more dope hockey content, and let us know your picks in the comment section down below. Without further ado, we'll
Of course, though, Canada has already announced that three
yes.
names as of today, so far that Sidney Crosby, uh, Connor McDavid, and Alex Pietrangelo.
Yeah. So those were no surprises, to be completely honest. Those are guys who are going to make it. To leave, Connor McDavid off the Olympic team would have been insane. So I'm not surprised that those guys are there. Right now, our goalies look like this. We have Carey Price as our starter, Marc-Andre Fleury, and Blackwood here as well. So, what is it? M. Blackwood?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Oh my God. I was like,
I know.
what's his first? I was like, is it Col? Oh my God. Okay.
Colin Blackwood.
I was like, is it Colin Blackwood? No, it's Colin Blackwell
Mhm.
of the Rangers or the Seattle Kraken now. Anyway, obviously, so the goalies in Canada are kind of all over the place. There's a huge question mark with Carey Price going into this year, but we're going to assume that he's back in the league by February. Whether that means he'll be picked for the Olympic team if he has enough playing time, there's a whole big question mark surrounding Carey Price right now. But for the sake of Olympic roster building,
Yeah, he's always been Canada's goaltender, so it's easy to make him just the number one.
yeah, easy to make him this. We'll assume that he plays, that he's all right. Whatever he's going through right now is good. We'll make that assumption for this. He's an easy pick to be number one. We also have Marc-Andre Fleury and Mackenzie Blackwood. Um, But to be completely honest, for me, you take whoever is the hottest. Whoever is the hottest goalie, by January, February, when you have to make all your announcements for who you're bringing. You take the hottest goalies available, regardless of who you think should be there. If Carter
Yeah, I
Hart
agree.
if Carter Hart is playing at a 920, you take Carter Hart. If Braden Holtby is playing really well for some reason in Dallas, you take Braden Holtby. But for lack of who's hot right now, we're gonna take Marc-Andre Fleury, who just won the Vezina, and Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah, you never know. Price could be out
Yep.
still. Marc-Andre Fleury, age could hit him, and Blackwood on a team like New Jersey could just have poor numbers. There might be a hotter goalie on, just a one that isn't here that might be the starter. So
Yeah, when we were doing this little build, our goalies were, I think, drastically different. Is the only thing that was drastically different on our roster when we both came together to try to make one. And yeah, it's whoever's hottest, and who knows really? Who knows with the goalies? There's a bunch of great goalies in Canada. I think the rest of this roster is fairly easy to build. Goalies are definitely a big question mark. So for defense, our first pairing, we have Thomas Chabot and Alex Pietrangelo, who was already named to the roster, like I said, or like Alex said, and yeah, Thomas Chabot is our top guy over there, Mr. Ottawa.
hmm I think he's going to have a fantastic season. He's a guy who eats up a lot of minutes, and he won't have to, which is going to make the aspects of his game really shine. I think on a stacked Team Canada roster. And I think Petrangelo is like the perfect pair for him. They both have offense and defense. They're just going to lay on the hate defensively to any team they face.
Yeah, we're gonna have a really deep defensive roster here. Remember, our second pair is Shea Theodore and Kale McCarr. I think, like Chabot and Pietrangelo, those two play really, really well together. McCarr obviously being the hyper offensive guy, and Theodore can kind of be that two-way stabilizing presence for McCarr. Both are, I think, from the same draft. They're relatively the same age. Um,
The car's younger.
McCarr's younger than Theodore.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Maybe I'm confusing. Oh, I'm thinking of Heiskanen. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Miro Heiskanen. But
Like a decade.
both good young defensemen, and yeah, I think the future of Canada's defense right here for these two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Third pair, we have Morgan Rielly and Aaron Ekblad. Uh, Ekblad, I've predicted to have a huge year on another video we made for the channel for hot takes for this season. I think Ekblad's going to take a huge step, both offensively and defensively. He's going to have a little bit of a Victor Hedman-esque, transition into superstar defenseman in this age of his career, this year of his career. And Morgan Rielly, I just think he played really well in the playoffs last season, and not having Morgan Rielly on this team is, I think, a
Mm-hmm.
mistake.
Who's a guy in my prediction that I think is going to get traded? Morgan Rielly. Yeah, might drop a link to both of those videos down below.
Mm-hmm. And just as our extras, Jacob Chicker and Dougie Hamilton. Either of these guys could make the top 6, in my opinion. Chikrin over Rielly and Chabot. I think Theodore is pretty solid, pretty locked in. But Chikrin could easily jump into the top 6 with another good season. Had a great season last year. And Dougie Hamilton in New Jersey, depending on how his year goes, could very easily bump out one of the other two guys on the right side. But yeah, historically, the way Canada's built their roster has been very left side, right side heavy. So that's what we tried to do as well. Not a lot of guys playing their off wing. Very,
Their offhand side, yeah.
yeah, it's very left and right. That's it. There's no messing around with that historically for the Canadian roster build.
Even like that extends down to junior, the junior level. We see a lot, more right-handed D on the right side. And if you go to Europe, I think they mix it up more often. And like when I've been watching Scouting Russia, a lot of times they'll flip it. So it's a very Canadian thing to do.
Yeah. All right. So for the forward group, one of these guys has already been announced, is Connor McDavid, but we have Nathan McKinnon and Mitch Marner as wingers. This is so scary.
The M&M line.
Yeah. I think McKinnon is generally obviously as a center, but I think he's a good guy to have on the wing because Canada has so much center depth. It is difficult to pick centers for this team and who to put on the wing and who to keep at center. Obviously McDavid, I think you keep there. I think McKinnon and Marner would be perfect combination for McDavid to absolutely tear up the Olympics. Can you say about that?
Oh, I agree. And just speed, skill, they've got everything. There's no, this is the perfect line. It's hard to.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Second line is a line that's been around for a long time. Is Crosby, Marchand, and Bergeron. This is a line they've played together in past Olympics. They've played together in Bergeron and Crosby played together in their World Junior year. They've obviously Bergeron's the center, but historically Crosby has been that center. But you could see depending on which side of the ice the face-off is, the strong side takes that draw. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's pretty toss up again. Pretty toss up, easy line, layup line.
Can't see them going with anything else as to see how you've seen how historically successful this one line has been. It's won them gold, so don't change what isn't broken, right?
Yep. Now, where in the third and fourth and extras are where it gets a little different for people's line combinations. For us, we have Huberdeau, Braden Point, and Mark Stone. What do you think about that?
This is as much as a toss-up as it is the bottom 6. We both kind of agreed on, except for flipping one guy around. So
Yeah.
I think that it's pretty clear that these guys are like the best guys. That Braden Point just who's won back-to-back cups. Huberdeau's got an amazing season with Florida, and I think he's going to have another one. And Mark Stone just is one of the best two-way forwards in the entire league. And to have him behind Bergeron on the right wing, who arguably is the best two-way forward in the league, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and
For Team Canada.
And Braden Point too, no slouch, is a two-way center. Is a good guy to have at number 3. Yeah, moving on to our fourth line, we had John Tavares, Ryan O'Reilly, and Steven Stamkos. Like I said at the top, three centers on this line. Um, any one of them could, flip in. Maybe Braden Point plays the wing or something, but I think Ryan O'Reilly's a incredible defensive center, and John Tavares as well. I could maybe see Stamkos and Stone kind of flipping around here. We talked about that.
Mhm.
Um, for Point having, being on the same team as Stamkos and Stone being the more defensive guy, you could have an incredible shutdown line of Tavares, O'Reilly, and Mark Stone. But I think this is, pretty even for everything. And who knows any one of these guys what John Cooper does as the head coach for these lines, but I think this is our core group, to be completely honest. And just for our extras, we have Sean Couturier and Jonathan Taves. We talked about it. If Jonathan Taves is healthy and plays well, I don't know how you can keep him off this team just as a
Yeah.
presence, right?
Historically, he's been one of Canada's best internationally, behind Sidney Crosby, and you can't just not have him. He's so good when he's healthy that there's no justification at all. So
Yep.
we both agree. That's why.
Yep. And Sean Couturier, same deal. Can put him up and down the lineup. He has an offensive mode. He's also one of the best defensive centers around, so you can put him in the bottom six if he needed to. Play all over the ice, and yeah, that's it for our Team Canada predictions. Let us know what you think, who we missed. There's so many players. Do you have any honorable mentions you
You
wanted to
could
point
make
out?
arguments for Shifley, Taylor Hall, Sagan, Morrissey, Drew Doughty, because historically Drew Doughty has been such a presence. Maybe Ryan Ellis if he has a good season, but those are all just guys. Canada's so deep that it's you could make an entire second, Olympic roster just of guys we didn't have. So
Yeah, yeah, you could make a Team Canada 2, and that Team
mhm.
Canada 2 would be incredibly good, and could threaten. It might be Canada 1 versus Canada 2 in the gold medal game, to be completely honest. So, it's all gonna for me. It's gonna come down to goaltending, as it does every year, but I think this is a solid team. So yeah, let us know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more hockey content. We're gonna have a bunch of these coming out, like I said off the top. And until next time,